welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be making these delicious Japanese souffle pancakes. Let's get started. First, I'm going to add in my flour, just like this. Then I'm going to add in baking soda, just like that. And I'm going to add my milk and then give it a little stir. I'm going to be mixing it just a little like this. And I'm using a whisk. And once it starts to turn a little bit crumbly like this, I'm going to add in my vanilla extract, mix it, and then I'm going to add in my 2 egg yolks like this. And don't worry because I already separated these from the egg whites, so just going to mix in the egg yolks with this. Mix that in well, and this is what it's supposed to look like once it's done. And it's this really beautiful yellow color, and I'm just going to stir that a little bit more just to make sure everything is combined well. And it's supposed to stretch just like this. In a separate bowl, I am going to mix in my 2 egg yolks that I separated earlier. And then I am going to take my hand mixer and start mixing. And I'm also going to add in some sugar, but I'm going to add that in gradually. So I'm just going to mix, then keep on adding sugar and keep on mixing. And if you don't have a hand mixer, that is fine. You can also just use a whisk, no problem, but it will take longer with a whisk. So if you have a hand mixer, I recommend you use that. And I'm just going to keep on mixing until it becomes this beautiful meringue with stiff, glossy peaks. And if it becomes bubbly like this, that's okay because that's what you want. And if you run out of sugar, it's fine because all you have to do is mix. And after a few minutes of mixing, this is what it looks like. It's almost there, as you can see, and it's also turned white. But it's not a meringue yet because it's still a little bit too liquidy. And as I keep on mixing this meringue, it just keeps on getting larger and larger the more I mix it. Oh, it's almost there. I'm just gonna keep on mixing. Just look at how it looks. It's almost there. And I do know that this does take a long time, but I promise to you that it is worth it after you try these delicious pancakes. And after a few more minutes, the meringue is finally done. As you can see, it turned this really beautiful white. And there are some glossy peaks as well. So once there are some glossy peaks, I'm going to start adding the egg yolk mixture into the meringue. Now I'm just going to mix that in with a whisk. Of course, you can always choose to fold it in with a spatula instead, but I just think this is a quicker way to do it. And you also want to be careful that you don't squeeze out any of the air from the meringue. And this is actually going to help it still be sort of like a meringue. And as you can see, this is what it looks like once it's done. And it looks really fluffy. I just want to dunk my face in there. And it's also turned this beautiful baby yellow. I'm just going to keep on mixing it just a little. Then I'm going to scrape down the sides with a spatula because there were still some of the meringue on the sides. And this is what it looks like once it's done. And now I'm going to start cooking the pancakes. First, I'm going to brush on some butter onto a pan, just like this. And then I'm going to take a paper towel and wipe the butter all around the surface. You don't want the surface to be too buttery. And I also made these cute little molds out of parchment paper. And these are circular and they're actually really easy to make. Then I'm going to fill them with the pancake batter. You don't want to fill them all the way up to the top because they will rise. And I'm just going to gently pour that in. And then I'm going to do that to the other one as well, just like this. And of course, you could always double up this recipe so you can have 4 pancakes instead of 2. And this is what they look like. And then I'm going to add a little bit of water into the pan like this. And then I am going to let the water sit and start to sizzle. And once it starts to bubble up and sizzle like that, I'm going to add a cover and let it cook for 4 minutes on low heat. After 4 minutes are done, I'm going to remove the cover and start flipping the pancakes. I just want to be careful with these pancakes because they are very delicate and I don't want them to break, and I just don't want them to fall apart as well. This is going to be a little bit tricky, but you'll get it. So I'm just going to get underneath the pancake like this. Just get it under. And then I am going to flip it just like this. And I'm going to do that to the other pancake as well. Like that. And then I'm going to add more water like that on both sides, and then I'm going to add on the cover and let that sit for 4 more minutes on low heat so then the pancakes can cook all the way through. Once 4 minutes are done, you'll see these beautiful risen pancakes. Then you'll want to transfer them onto a plate. And you also want to take off the wax paper. And once you remove your wax paper, the pancakes are ready to serve. I just wanted to put butter and syrup onto my pancakes. But of course, you can add whatever you would like onto them. I also think that raspberry seedless jam and whipped cream would taste really delicious with these pancakes. Have the first bite. The pancakes are so perfectly cooked. The pancakes are super fluffy and they taste super delicious, especially with that butter on top and with that sweet syrup. I'm just going to take another bite because this is so good. I just can't get over of how fluffy these pancakes are. They just melt in my mouth. It feels like there's a cloud right inside of my mouth. These pancakes are super light. These pancakes have such a unique flavor that you wouldn't think a pancake would have. And I give these pancakes 2 thumbs up. And if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And please don't forget to click the notification bell to be notified when I post my next video. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye.